Hello everybody, welcome to number 27. I thought it was about time that I did a video explaining what I'm up to with my channel because a lot of things have changed, and because of my personality I haven't really said anything about that at all. And I think a few of you have been getting a bit confused by the kind of content that I'm putting out at the moment. Now, the channel started with me doing content about my Porsche 964, but it very soon moved on to what I call the 12 cars project, which was I bought and sold 12 cars that I always wanted to own. But the channel really took off when I bought this, the Influenzo, during the first lockdown. And I know that many of you just loved that content, and that was just me, a normal guy with a normal job, not a mechanic, buying a broken Ferrari, which was relatively cheap, and then just doing his best to fix the various things that were wrong and having loads of adventures in the meantime with things that were very bizarre, and it was been a real roller coaster ride, and I totally understand that you love that. So since then, and for about a year, it was mainly content about this car with the odd other sort of road test that I was doing. But I don't have enough material, enough time to just spend every week just doing material on this one car. Plus, although there are a lot of die-hard Influenzo fans, a lot of people did start to get bored with just me not fixing this car. That doesn't mean it's going to end. It isn't. There is going to be a lot more Influenzo content, and it's going to ramp up now. Because the engine is still burning oil, and you'll notice I'm in a much bigger space now, and I was waiting until that point when I had a double garage to do the work on the engine again, because I didn't want to do it in that tiny single garage that I had, which caused problems for my back and all sorts of other stuff. But anyway, why am I putting out more content, and why is it so odd? Some of the content, I think it's odd for the people who subscribed during the Influenzo era. It's maybe not so odd for some of the older subscribers. But recently I've been buying a lot of cars, and a lot of those have been cheap cars. So I've got the new series going for the Luxo barges under £1,000. I bought the Tomato, and some people have been a bit bewildered by my choices, and I bought the Bismarck as well, the camouflage RAF Mercedes. The reason for that big change is that I have become a full-time YouTuber since the end of August. And as I mentioned, I don't like to make a big fuss of things, and also I'm slightly superstitious, and I thought that the moment I announced it, my views would start tanking. And so I just wanted to slowly move over. Plus the work that I was doing before was tailing off anyway, so towards the end of that I was putting out a bit more content anyhow. So why did I make the move to full-time YouTube? Well, for a long time I don't think I've been feeling very fulfilled in the normal office work that I've been doing. My last job actually was quite interesting. I worked for Oxford University in various different departments, and before that I was actually a lobbyist in London, so I've had a varied career, but I wanted to do something I was really passionate about again, and the YouTube I just enjoy doing. Whenever I finish a film and I edit a film, I get a real sense of satisfaction. When I release a video and it does well, it's brilliant. It's a really good feeling. And so I decided, look, if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? When I was at university, one of my housemates, like me, was a complete car nut, and we both did an internship at Autocar back in those days. For various reasons, I didn't pursue that career path, and I've always regretted it, because my mate has actually gone on to become a really successful car journalist, and I always look back at those times and think, why didn't I do that? In the same way, my good friend JM, or James Martin, he started YouTubing around the same time as me, but he did it full time and he just went for it. And he's now, he's a very successful YouTuber, he's doing well. And I thought, well, if I don't go for it now, when am I going to do it? The thing is, now that I am full time on YouTubing, some things do have to change. So I have to be more aware of what I'm spending on things and why. This is an example of the fact that I'm not generally looking for projects to make money on, but also because I'm a small channel and my YouTube revenue is fairly limited, I have to be quite careful when I buy cars. I don't mind not making any money on them, but at least the money I have to put in, I have to get back. Because the moment that starts eating into my YouTube revenue, it's game over, really. Also, all my money really, or most of my money, is tied up in the Influenzo. So that means that I can't just go out and buy I know some of you want to see more flashy cars, you know, more sort of newer cars and stuff like that, but I can't just go out and buy a Ferrari every 6 months with problems and just work on it. So I've had to change things, and I think that personally as well, I think that cheap cars are fun. You know, buying the Luxo barges, I'm really enjoying that, and some of them, you know, the Mercedes surprised me, hopefully the Lexus will as well. It is fun to do that, but I understand that's not for everybody. So there will be more content, which is different things. As I mentioned, this is going to get some work done over the next few months, so you'll have some more Influenzo content. I'm going to make an effort also to do some different, more different car reviews. So I only really review cars I'm interested in, and generally the modern stuff doesn't interest me, so I don't do much along those lines. But you know, I'm going to make an effort to do some more highbrow cars, because I know that's what some of you want to see. Also the Elise, which regularly I get comments on my other videos about, where is it, have you sold it, are you doing anything with it? The Elise is very much alive and well. I just haven't done much to it because I haven't had time, and also I'm waiting for some parts that someone has promised me on a test basis. I want to do some stuff to that, so I want to put an improved gear change mechanism on it. I think I'm going to change the suspension, and of course I've got to finish sort of just painting up that sill, which I've still left as it was before. So there is some Elise content coming as well. It looks so amazing from this angle, the Influenza, that I almost don't want to encroach into the picture because I'm going to ruin it. But anyway, here I am. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is I think a lot of people do like to see me generally working on cars, and not just this, but generally on cars. And I am going to do as much of that as possible, but there is another consideration and another reason why I do take cars places now and get some of the work done by my friend Anton or whoever I can. And that is that I do have a health problem, which means that my joints and my muscles tend to hurt. So if I spend too much time under cars at weird angles and everything else, I really feel it. I really suffer from it. So I'm still going to do it. I mean, I'm going to take the engine out on this. I'm going to try and change the shocks on the Lexus, things along those lines. But I just can't spend every day, week in, week out, doing car fixing videos because my health just wouldn't allow that. So that's something else for you all to bear in mind. But what I'm really interested in as well, now that I am a full-time YouTuber, I want to do stuff that you guys are interested in. If you have any ideas on what you want to see from me, bearing in mind everything that I've told you, so please don't just say buy another Ferrari because I can't afford to, or you know, just work on cars day in, day out. If you think of ideas, things that you want to see, please put them down. I am planning on doing more road test stuff as well, of particularly, you know, of interesting cars, quirky cars. And so if there's anything you want to see on that side, then let me know. Thanks so much for sticking through what has probably been an incredibly dull sort of announcement from me, but I thought I should catch up and just fill you in a little bit on everything that's been happening. I really do appreciate all your support. I try and read through all comments, but I do miss some. So if occasionally I don't reply to especially long-time subscribers, that is not because I'm ignoring you, it's just because I don't get round to seeing every single comment. But I always do appreciate all your comments, many of which are really useful or funny, or sometimes have some really constructive criticism, which is fantastic as well. So onwards and upwards, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this phase. I really want to grow the channel. So see you for the next video.